Hi, today I want to have a chat about garlic. Now, if you've been here before fishing, you'll know that I'm a big fan of it. We put a lot of it in our food, especially through springtime and the winter. And there's good reasons for it. It's been used even for us, for humans, for centuries. And it's known for its health benefits, you know, boosting our immune system and that kind of thing. It's the same with fish. There is some concerns that you need to have with it. There's things that you need to bear in mind. One of them being not feeding too much, because it can start some digestive issues if you use too much of it. But it's great for an appetite booster. It does bring the fish on, especially if you're fishing for like picky fish or big fish that well and truly know not to eat boilies, or they know not to eat certain baits. It can bring a difference, and I've seen it firsthand. We used to have a pond here up by the house, and we had some small carp in there, only sort of this big. For about 2 weeks they didn't eat, and we couldn't figure out why. And then we got a little bit of garlic, crushed it and put it in with their food, and within 5 minutes they were on it feeding. So definitely a time and a place for it. Winter is a very good time. It helps the fish produce more mucus. It keeps their immune system boosted. With them not eating much through the winter, their immune systems can become quite low. Same for us. If we're not eating properly, we can get sick quicker and all that kind of thing. But in the winter, because the fish are holding up probably in the deepest part of the lake most of the time, and things like the argillus, the lice and parasites, they know where the fish are going to be, and everything ends up concentrated in that one spot. So what we tend to do when we're feeding them in winter, we don't always feed them in the deepest part of the lake. We do like to spread the bait around. That keeps the fish moving. It keeps them moving away from the parasites, going to different areas of the lake. And as I said, we put the garlic in them in our food as well. Not all the time, maybe once or twice a week, because like I said, you can overdo it. And yeah, we sort of keep that going, and touch wood, our fish don't have any lice on them, they don't have any parasites, they're very, very clean fish, and I'm convinced that's down to the garlic. So I'll run through a couple of bits about it, how to use it in your fishing, how to get it infused into your bait properly, and we'll go from there. Right, so you can buy baits that have got garlic in them already, boilies especially. Our boilies that we feed through spring, they've got a lot of garlic in them. As I said, spring's a good time to do it, and after spawning it's a good time to do it, just to help boost their immune system and sort of helps them to sort of heal any wounds or anything like that they've had. As I said, it will help them shake off parasites during the winter, but also throughout the year, because it helps them to produce more mucus, as does Himalayan rock salt. It stops the parasites from sticking to the side of the fish. It's a lot easier for the fish to get rid of them. So you can buy baits with it already in, but you can do it yourself on the bank, which is what I tend to do. We actually buy an oil, a garlic oil that you can get to put in. But to do it on the bank, to do it yourself, it's very simple. Just take some garlic cloves, crush them, leave it for maybe a minute, and then put it in a little bit of lake water, and then put your baits in the bucket with it and just let it soak. What happens when you crush garlic or you cut garlic, the enzyme that we want is the allicin that's inside of it. Now, before the garlic is crushed or cut, just as it is, the allicin inside it is dormant. It's only when the cells around it break that enzyme's released. So crushing it, by far the best way of doing it, but you can chop it as well. What you don't want to do is cook it. If you crush the garlic up and you cook it, the allicin enzyme just gets completely destroyed, and that's what you're after. So crush it raw, put it in a bucket, a little bit of lake water, and put your bait in it, and just leave it to soak. You can buy obviously crushed garlic already. That's not what to go for. We're not after the garlic flavour, we're after the allicin that's inside of it. A very, very short video. maybe explain a bit to people why I'm mad about garlic when you come over here. It's all I go on about, to be honest, most of the time, but it is fantastic. It's a great additive, as natural as it can be, really. Crushed garlic, simple as that. Put it in a bit of lake water and your bait, and just leave it stored. If you can leave it in an airtight bucket, that's better. It will last a lot longer. The alicin inside of it will last a lot longer. And make sure you use it in moderation. Like I said, it can make the fish not sick, but have a few digestive issues if it's going in mass quantities. So yeah, that's the power of garlic.